I would say the Steel Series.
Steel Series, honestly.
Steel Series.
I'd definitely sit with the Steel Series.
By far.
Definitely Steel Series.
If I had to pick one of these to pick up in game right now, it's going to be the Steel Series.
Gamers prefer our headsets. Find out why at SteelSeries.com.
So welcome once again to the second map between Property and Flipside. The first one ended 21-17, if I'm not mistaken. No, 16. So an overtime was needed to find the winner on the first map. It was Cash, and Property had 6 match points on Cash. Now we are headed to nuke, and Property start off on the CT side. So they are on the downhill start once again on the easier side, just like they were on Cash. And Flipside is the team to have the initiative to find out where the CTs are weak, where they can find the opening if they see a weakness somewhere in the CT lineup. And let's see if Markelov can once again ace Property, or if the Swedes come back with 3 aces of themselves just like they did on Cash. It's just amazing to see that. And of course we have seen quite a few anti-eco upsets today, not only in the match between Penta and Dignitas, but also in Flipside against Property. Both the second rounds have gone to the saving team. So if you win the first one, usually it was you can lean back, you can take care of the save rounds rather easily, and then you can just make something happen in the rifle round. Today, everything is changed due to the strong pistols. The second rounds get contested a lot more, and actually we find the teams losing the second rounds quite a lot more often than in the past. Now Flipside, with a very slow start, they have lined everybody up in the line of attack. Markelov and Blade take care of lobby. World Edit and Simple inch forward into ramp, and Bondik just holds their back and tries to keep them from being backstabbed. Now Simple gets the first one onto Property in the ramp room. The CTs with the instant rotation. Berg is already there. The terrorists still not entering the lower bomb site. They are still hesitating as Bondik moves in from secret stairs. Markelov opens the door. Will it be the door to success? It looks like, as he gets a headshot onto Sandy, and Bondik disposes of one as well. The bomb is planted already, and Schneider comes in from above, takes out Markelov. Schneider and Berg on the retake. 3 terrorists to stand against them. Simple takes out Schneider, and Simple in the vents with his 3rd frag. He kind of hurt me in the pause when I said I expected him to perform better. Now he's on track with 3 frags in the opening round. Flipside with a 1-0 lead, but they are up against CZ75s in the hands of Sandy, Schneider and Berg. They need to watch out, as I said before. Those anti-eco rounds are heavily contested. UMP for World Edit and Blade, and Uzi for Markelov. Only 2 decent rifles for the terrorists. They need to watch out to not run into those CZ75s. Could be really dangerous for them. Pov gets a headshot onto World Edit, but falls down into ramp room. He retreats with his 5 HP. He tries to stay alive. At the same time, Simple disposes of Schneider, but Schneider got the kill onto World Edit, so the weakest player on the terrorist side concerning his HP gets removed, and Property go for the information. They know there's nobody on the outside. The terrorists must be bunched up in ramp room. There's no other way for them to go anywhere. Now Flipside will run into half the opposition on Team Property. The smoke comes in. Berg on the run. Tries to find himself a kill as Bondik takes out Pov, pelts down the bomb. It's a 4v3. This is still possible for the CTs. They're coming in from window, and one is coming in from ramp room. Bondik doesn't know that there's somebody behind him. It is Twist who takes out Blade with a 5-7, 9 HP remaining for him. Twist will probably not be able to take it to the terrorists. He will need to wait for them to exit and then try to get a few exit frags on unsuspecting terrorists. And Sandy will of course go for the save with the CZ75 and the armor. No need to throw that away. Flipside with the second round on the board. Much needed round for the terrorists to start it off, as they are supposed to not get more than 5 rounds. If they get 6 rounds on the terrorist side, it is a horrible halftime for the CTs. And Flipside already did half of their job. They got themselves 2 rounds and they didn't lose too many players in the previous one. They didn't allow the CTs to save too much equipment, and especially they didn't save any weapons that got dropped by the terrorists. So property on a full save, except for Sandy with the saved equipment. He tries to make a stand for his squad. Flipside on the other side have reinforced their rifles. UMP for Blade, and Markloff and World Edit now picked up an AK each. So they will take it to the outside and attack hell from there. World Edit with the first one. Berg trying to go for the rotation as Bondi catches one. Twist gets him killed, and he picks up the Galil as well. Simple goes for the push on top of Heaven. He's now exposed to the CTs, but Blake covers him nicely with the UMP. Simple now in Heaven, checking out the A-bomb site. Easy frag for him on Twist, who was not expecting that to happen. And Schneider is the last man standing for the CTs. He could try to save that weapon, but they will be able to buy anyway in the upcoming round, so he could try to use it and demolish the economy for the terrorists, depending on his teammates. If somebody wants to play with the Galil, Schneider can go for the save, and if nobody wants the Galil, he can go for the kills. It looks like he's trying to go for exit frags, but he might be... Oh, Markelov gets the kill on him. Straight headshot on Schneider. 3-0. Flipside did what was mandatory after winning the pistol round. And now they are up against the first rifle round for property. The Swedes need to win this one, of course. The upcoming save round and all that. Flipside would be on a 5-0 scoreline. But if they don't win this, at least they need to save a few rifles. And if they can't do that, I can perfectly see Flipside winning that first half. Or not winning it, but at least making it 5-0 or 5-1 at one point. Getting 6 rounds on the board would be really good for Flipside at this point of time. But property have a great setup for that outside push that gets utilized by Flipside. Twist with 2 quick shots behind that corner. He was waiting for the terrorist to execute. Then he was jumping in. Now World Edit gets him killed, but he's down to 34 HP, and the CT's on the rotation, of course. Berg is behind the red container already, and the terrorists don't know where he's at. Simple still gets that headshot. Really good job by him, but they didn't suspect anyone else to be there. 3 CTs on the outside. The terrorists are scratching their heads and think, what is happening? What a weird setup. Markelov, though, in a 1v3 situation now, 30 seconds on the clock. He makes it a 1v2. Schneider's down to 37, and Markelov finds himself another frag onto Pov. Schneider now is the last man for the CT, so hang on to this round. They did a really good job opening it up, but then Markelov was stepping it up. And now, let's see if Markelov can do that. Schneider gave away his position. Markelov has picked up the bomb. He just needs to make it to the bomb plant, but he doesn't. Schneider catches him in time before he gets around the corner. And the Swedes have the first round on the board, closing the gap. And of course, starting their economy slightly. 2 FAMASs for Sandy and Berg. And if Flipside win this one, the CTs would be back to scratch. As of course, staying alive with 1 player is not what the CTs were looking for in this rifle round. They had that 3-man aggressive setup on the outside. It was the right guess. but Markelov made it really expensive for them. Now Bondik and Schneider exchange frags. Bondik with a second one before he goes down to Twist. It's a 3v3 situation. Schneider with a bold move through the incendiary nade, but he goes down to Simple. At least he blew up World Edit in the process of doing that 2v2 situation. Oh, Simple turns away in the wrong moment, gets taken out by Twist. Now it's Markelov in a 1v2. He sprays down the first, and he knows where the second is. Twist drops down, and Markelov will make him drop even further into oblivion. 4-1 in favor of Flipside. They are straight back in the driving seat, and actually giving away that one round to Property made their economy worse than if Property just lost that first rifle round straight away. Now the Swedes are only having CZ75s, 5.7s and a Nova for Berg, and they will send that Nova to Squeaky Door. The rest of the Swedes will swarm out. 2 in ramp room, Schneider and Pov over there, Twist and Berg in secret and outside. And Sandy inside the A-bomb side. There is Pov with the first, but Blade with a straight reply. Schneider, though, makes it count with the CZ75 3v4 situation. Twist can't find the headshot with the 5.7. It would have been his chance, but he had too many terrorists in front of him. He couldn't pick his target. And Simple shows how it works with picking your target. Removes the heads of 2 CTs, leaves Berg alone against the rest of the terrorist squad, and they still have a lot of time to work with. They will actually check out the A-bomb site and not rush to the lower to plant the bomb over there. Flipside with a nice and controlled approach right now will probably make it 5-1. Berg does not have a kit. The bomb is ticking faster and faster, and he doesn't have the weaponry to challenge them at all. So the Ukrainian squad will take the 4-round lead, and the Swedes have to make up for a few mistakes. Well, there were not so many, weren't actual mistakes, but good play by Flipside. And of course, that 1v1 situation that Markelov won, that 1v2 that Markelov won, was even more crucial. But also the 1v3 that Markelov turned into a 1v1 situation was crucial as well, as it demolished the CT's economy. And now Property are on a full save. Nothing to do for them except the CZ75 for Berg. Thanks to the Nova kill in the end, he can purchase that. Flipside on the other side with straight 5-man AK setup and another A execution. Seems to work this time, even though Berg and Schneider get 2 frags. It's looking not so good anymore, and suddenly the CTs get those frags in just a flurry. Flipside will go down to the anti-eco round, maybe picking up the A-bomb side like that, or forcing the matter on the A-bomb side wasn't the right choice for the Ukrainian squad. They were running into CZ75. They expected the opposition to be way weaker. And now it's the turn for the terrorists to save. They didn't save enough money in the previous rounds. Only Simple with an AK. The rest of the squad with P250s. And the Swedes now have turned the momentum into their favor. Even though Flipside can lean back. They can be very happy with the outcome of this half so far, having won 5 out of 7. And of course, if they had this anti-eco round in the board, they would have been up 6-1. Schneider now with that headshot. Simple with 1 HP, received 99 damage, stays alive, gets a kill onto Schneider. Twist in under some pressure with 30 HP, but he gets it out of it with a frag onto Bondik. Berg with a nade onto Blade. Sandy closes out Markelov. Simple is still alive, even though he's bleeding out of every single hole in his body. And Berg just adds 1 more hole to the cranium, makes it 3-5. Property getting closer. Flipside back on weapons. And they can't allow the CTs to get their economy rolling. Twist with 5k, 6k for Pov. If the CTs can buy up 2 or 3 rounds in a row, it's getting out of control. And that's when the terrorists can win 1 round, but they can't string together a few rounds because the CTs can buy up straight away and counter the moves of the terrorists more effectively with all the equipment. If Flipside keeps the economy low, Team Property will run out of money to buy equipment, and that's the time when the terrorists actually win a round. If the smokes and the flashes are not there for the CTs, they can't use them to slow the terrorists down. So that's the main task for Flipside. If they can't win the round, at least try to plant the bomb and then keep the economy as low as possible for the CTs. And we have that built up once again. This time Simple is a little bit more aggressive on the outside. The terrorists have everybody lined up in lobby. Schneider goes to check out and Simple didn't hear him. Simple goes down on the outside. Property with the right guess at the right moment. Now they send their players down into the lower bomb site as Flipside makes their move into ramp room. Well, it checks that out. He doesn't see anyone, and now the CTs are questioning themselves again. Is it the right call to go to the lower bomb site or not? Sandy drops the bomb. Now it's going to be the A bomb site rotation for the CTs. Well added though, in an unexpected angle. Takes down 2. Great job by him and great strategy by Flipside, but Property fighting back. Schneider will take down 1, but now he's burning alive. He's down to 20 HP. Blows Bondik almost to smithereens as Twist takes out Bondik. Finally with the AK, Pov will close out World Edit and make it 5-4. But what a close round thanks to those opening frags by World Edit on the A bomb site. If Schneider had burned on the A site, Twist and Pov would have been in a 2v2 and the odds would have been turned on their head. Now Property within reach of 1 round to the Ukrainian squad, and Flipside planted the bomb. At least that's what I said. They made it a little bit more expensive with 2 frags. It could have done more, but it's a good round for Flipside already. They just try to grind out 1 or 2 more rounds of the remaining 5, so they still have a lot of time to work with. So they go for P250s and a few grenades. Probably just going to put down the C4 as fast as possible and then try to work something out from that point on. Twist gets smoked off in A main. He nades in there, he flashes in there, but he gets flashed himself. The terrorists going for the vent, and they have 1 player down there already in the lower bomb site. The CTs are not aware of that. Blade gets the kill onto Twist. Great call once again by Flipside, catching the CTs off guard. Blade with another frag onto Pov in the lower bomb site. Blade closes out 1 more, and Markelov and Simple mop at the last 2 frags. Flipside win this eco round flawlessly without losing a single player, and they have captured a few weapons on top of that. Property gets stomped by Flipside with that eco round. I expected them to just go for the plant, but Bondik Blade was in there already, and it was just not happening for Team Property. Schneider on the AWP right now. The Swedes try to put a stop to Flipside, and Schneider is in ramp room right now. They figure that it's their weakest point right now, even though I think that Flipside decided to go for the A bombs more often than they did to the lower bombs. That they just used a few things like turning around on the outside, going for hell, and then weaken the defensive of ramp rooms, so the CTs need to pull somebody back. Something like that was used by Flipside, or the smoke used in A. The straight A goes, of course. Outside pushes as well, but the outside pushes were handled quite nicely by Property, so they worry about the inside a little more. And look at the Ukrainian squad. As I said, they did it against Dignitas. Now they do it again. They go for the A bomb site all the time. World Edit now flames 1 out, and he gets a frag onto Berg. Now hides away with those 15 HP as Sandy takes out Blade. He didn't check that particular spot. And Sandy gets himself another one. Schneider helps him out a little bit, and Sandy with a third frag closes out the flip side. A bomb site advances. And I'm not quite sure why they go for that strategy so much, but they feel that it's the most effective thing to do right now. And they were shut down by Sandy. This time maybe Sandy will be in another position and Flipside will get the opening frags. But that's a story to be told in another round. Bondik with a P250, the rest of his squad with AKs. Schneider still with the AWP, still in ramp room. He wasn't used there last round, so he just stays in that position. And as I say, he goes to check the outside. Blade with a swift kill onto Sandy. Good job by him. Twisto inches forward. He goes to work onto Blade. Then World added with the answer, drawing it back to a 4v3 situation. But the CTs with that bold, aggressive move, they almost got the edge against the terrorists. Now Berg was going to go aggressive as well, but he was forced back by the terrorist opposition, and he smoked himself off into safety of the A-bomb site. Simple on the outside now spots himself the target, and he actually picks the battle against Schneider. He went back to shoot him. Schneider was not hitting his 2 shots that he had before. Simple was hiding away again. Now Schneider with a shot onto Markelov. He doesn't hit that, but Bondik replies, and Berg is aware of the presence of Simple, and he kills him straight away in the vents. 2v2 situation, 24 seconds on the clock. The terrorists on the move to the A-bomb site, and Property need to rotate. Berg needs to wait for his teammate, or he goes in and tries to go for some fast changing play. Something that will help his teammate in the later stages of this round, but actually he just runs into World Edit, and Bondik puts down Pov. He came from Vents. If Berg had waited a little bit longer, they could have attacked at the same time. One from the Vents, one from A main, and it would have been different outcome probably, but it was a hard position to be in the CT side anyway. Flipside now with a 7th round on the board. I already said that 5 would be enough, and now they have 7. 3 rounds remaining, and one of them is this forced by the CT squad. FAMAS for Twist, M4 for Schneider, the rest of the squad only with pistols, even though it's 2 CZ75s. Pov only has a P250. Berg waiting for his prey to pass and then ambush it. There's nobody coming his way. Flipside is still hanging out on the outside. Second time in this half that they try to open up on the outside. Or actually, it's the 3rd time. One of them was stomped by Twist with 3 kills behind that corner. Now Berg is under some pressure. He knows that he's accompanied by Sandy though, and Sandy keeps his teammate alive. Now they retreat into the deeper stages of Secret Stairs. Sandy gets himself another frag. They didn't check the corner, and now it's Berg demolishing the terrorists in Secret Stairs. Flipside, the unlucky team to always pick the wrong point of entry against Team Property's save rounds. Good work by Berg and Sandy to keep each other alive and draw the attention away from each other. So at first it was Berg to draw the attention towards him, and Sandy came in to save him. Then Berg retreated and Sandy stayed in the close corner. Nobody expected him to be there, so Sandy got another frag. And then they turned around to kill Sandy, and Berg was coming in to get another frag. Really good team play by Property. Flipside now back on a save. Bondik with an AK, but he will be taken out after disposing of Sandy, and it's a 2v4 situation. Property will probably make it 7-7. Simple and Blade talking to each other in lobby, figuring out where to go. Blade calls for the outside push, and he actually exposes himself to the AK of Schneider, while Twist takes out Simple. I don't know what was going through Blade's mind, but in an eco round, it's probably not a good idea to go up onto the roof mid-round. you can expect the CTs to slowly but surely get curious and go for the information. But maybe he was trying to... I don't know if he had any nades. That might be the case, of course, that he wanted to throw a nade for simple, or that he was just trying to get on top of the board or something like that. Or attack lobby together with simple. One from the ladder and one from the main entrance. Let's stick to the gun round though. It is the last of this half, as Property and Flipside will decide the winner of this half, even though Flipside is almost the winner already. I would say a 7-round scoreline on the terrorist side is pretty amazing for the Ukrainian squad. Property though are able to come back, that's for sure. Simple takes out Schneider. The AWP gets disposed of. Simple doesn't even need the scope. He uses his AK. He was going for that AWP against AK fight already. Now it's Twist and Berg though with 2 quick frags. It brought into the CT's favor. Bondik is able to answer back, and Pov gets the better of World Edit in ramp room. He takes out another one as Bondik travels across his crosshair. He drops a bomb in front of Pov. It's a 3v1. Markelov with the Galil in his hands up against the 3 CTs, and Pov will not leave any questions asked unanswered. Property makes it 8-7. So they have 20 frags on Schneider, and only 5 for Pov and 7 for Sandy. Schneider just insane today. He had 44, I think, more than 44 frags in the first map against Flipside. Of course, we had a very long match with 37 rounds played, but he got a frag in more than every single round. Schneider got at least 1 frag, and that's just the case right now. 20 frags in 15 rounds. Great toll for him. On the other side, we have Simple with 14 and Bondik with 11. Good team effort by Flipside on the terrorist side. Let's see if they can pull it off on the CT, and if they can draw this game at 1 each and win their first few points in the tournament. Now Blade coming in from the vent, reinforcing the A defenses. Blade with 2 really good frags. Then Bondik with a refrag. Bondik with a second. The 5-7 gets used really nicely by Bondik. And Simple gets 1 as well. 8-8. Flipside win the pistol round. It is their second pistol round. And you know what statistics say. If you win both pistol rounds, chances are 80% that you win the whole match. Flipside needs to live up to these expectations if they want to draw it at 1 map for each team. And of course, we are in a best of 2 mode right now. The league stage, just really quick games, basically 2 best of 1s played after each other. Every single map is worth a point, so there's no real use in a best of 3. First frag in favor of the terrorists, courtesy of Sandy onto Blade, and they will unleash the Tech 9 train into ramp room. Markelov was way too close, he couldn't retreat anymore, and he was killed by all of the terrorists coming his way. Simple and company trying to recover, but Twist and Pov will dispose of 2 more CTs inside the lower bomb site. Schneider will body check Simple into death. Property back on track with a second round on the board, 9-8. Flipside losing this anti-eco round is of course crucial for their money. They need to save right now, and Property with a good chance to make it 10-8 and maybe even 11-8. The CTs with a very big investment in this round. They need to at least do massive amount of damage to the terrorists to make it count. And there is Simple with a 1-dig in the outside. He gets the frag onto Berg and makes it a 4v5 already. World Edit is looking from above, trying to find his shot. He doesn't hit it. And now Schneider is stalled with his movement. Sandy is there as well, but they are retreating. The CT's opposition is too hard to overcome for the terrorists. It is too risky as well. They don't want to expand their lives too easily. Schneider gets a frag onto World Edit, but he catches a bullet and it's down to 14. Easy frag for the CTs if they catch him off guard. Now Twist catches Markelov off guard, and Blade from the vents. He misses all of his shots against the terrorists approaching him. Pov and his company will push in from both directions, and they will actually get killed by Bondik, and Simple comes in with the Deagle. The 50 caliber bullets pull Twist to shreds. It's a 2v2 situation. Property down to 37 and 14 HP, but it doesn't stop Sandy from getting both CT kills. 10 to 8, but a really close match, a really close round for Property. They just overcame the opposition. And now Flipside on a real save. Property getting their money back on track with an AWP for Schneider. They slowly but surely get a few dollars in their bank accounts. If they lose this one, it would be horrible for them. But I think they should be able to win it. And then Flipside will be back on rifles, and Property will have enough money to buy up even if they lose the rifle round. Sandy with a swift kill onto World Edit in ramp room. Looking at that, he probably was surprised himself. Now Markelov tries to get the aggressive going, and he gets a headshot onto Sandy in radio room. Straight back into Sandy's face. 4v4 situation. Property lining up for the lower bomb site. They have Pov and Berg on the exit of the vents, and they have both angles covered. Blade reconsiders. He doesn't go for the peak. Now Berg and company will make their move to the bomb site. Berg actually spots himself the first target. Simple goes down to Pov. It's a 3v4, but Pov is down to 9 HP. Easy frag for any of the CTs right now. Blade already on the rotation now, trying to help Bondik out on the upper bomb side. Bondik with a good shot onto Berg, making it really expensive for the terrorist. Schneider moves in with the Tech 9, finding himself 2 heads to Pop, and the AWP shot onto Markelov. What is happening to Schneider today? He's simply exploding on every single occasion. 25 frags for him right now, and 19 for Simple on the CT side. Really good performance by Schneider, not only pulling it off on cash, but also keeping his momentum for the second map. Now Flipside back on rifles. They need to win this round, otherwise Property will get too far away from them. And the Swedes will open up with a spray in lobby. They have one player on the outside, and just slowly but surely building some kind of entry option for themselves. Blade down to 6 HP, Simple down to 46 on the CT side. Looking hard to get this round on the board for the CTs. Property now inching forward, sending Sandy into ramp room. He finds himself the first, forces him to fall back into the deeper parts of the bomb site. It is Markelov, maybe a little bit too fast to fall back, but the terrorists are quick to catch up, and Markelov needs to watch out. He needs to call in for the rotation really quickly. The terrorists are all over the place in the lower bomb site. They are all coming from the same direction. Pov disposes of Markelov. Sandy gets himself a nice headshot onto Simple. It's a 3v5. Make that a 2v5 as well, that it gets caught off guard by Schneider, who is hanging behind, covering the backs of his teammates. Bondik and Blade want to save those weapons. Schneider unscopes just at the wrong moment, now missing all of his Tech 9 shots. Bondik tosses that weapon away and picks up the AWP, trying to save that in the terrorist spawn. And at the same time, the rest of the squad is looking for the rest of the frags. Blade gets disposed of by Berg, and Bondik wants to hold on to the scope. And he gets a kill. Nice shot onto Sandy. Scopes up onto another player, but there's nobody coming his way anymore. He will save that AWP for the next round, but his teammates don't have too much money to work with. They can't actually help him too much. Bondik buys helmet and armor, and so... well, Simple only purchases the armor. and they rely on those two players to make it happen in this round. Property on a full rifle setup will probably take it slow once again. They have everything under control. They have 4 rounds between them and Flipside. They have the economy under control, and as I say, they will probably go for something slow. They are fast into ramp room. Twist catches a headshot already. Cheeky shot by the CTs. Markelov in the smoke, dancing around, taking out Pov, but Berg with the reply. The bomb is dropped, however. I'm not sure if Markelov has spotted that, but at least Team Property is waiting for the CTs to do something, and they're waiting for the smoke to clear. Now they get control back of ramp room. They expect somebody on the CT side to be around that part of the map, but there's nobody around. Team Property is taking it slow and cautious, and of course they have a good shot at making it 13-8 and putting 5 rounds between them and Flipside, and they expect the AWP to be somewhere around. They were aware of the fact that that the CTs have saved that rifle, so now they figured out it's on the lower bomb side. Let's attack the A bomb side where World Edit is waiting for Twist. He actually could retreat into the A bomb side, but he stays and goes for the battle. Sandy wins the duel. Sandy with another headshot onto Blade, and Simple picks off one, but Berg with a reply makes it a 1v2. Schneider down to 3 HP. Bondik on the rotation. He's coming in from A main. Schneider already tags him down to 73. A nice nade coming his way. 62. And Schneider does not let loose of the pressure on Bondik and makes it 13-8. Good job by Property, not playing it too hasty, even though they were really fast to execute on ramp room. They slowed down after that, and they regained the control over their positions and then executed like a charm. 13-8 for the Swedes. Flipside back on rifles. The AWP for Simple, and World Edit has one as well. Double AWP setup on nuke. One tag already on Berg, courtesy of Simple, but he goes down to Schneider. And let's see where World Edit is. He's on the outside as well, and he picks off Schneider, who was trying to get cheeky and trying to get into hell to wreak some havoc on the CTs. World Edit prevented that from happening and made it a 4v4. Now Property is back to scratch. They have everybody gathered in lobby, and they don't know what to do right now. They're just waiting for the smoke to clear. And they still have quite a lot of equipment. They just don't have the positions. That's of course crucial for the terrorists right now. They don't have outside under control, and the CTs are aware of the fact, so they only have 2 points of entry, either the A bomb site or ramp room. The CTs can easily cover that together. Now the terrorists move into ramp room. They are on the lower bomb site. The CTs have 2 players over there. The smoke gets messed up as Blade goes to work onto Paul. Markelov was dropped already. Blade with another one. Bondi comes in from behind and he closes out one. Then it actually prevents the bomb from being planted. That was a crucial frag. You might not expect that, but Property are of course looking for the most money possible, and if they had the bomb plant, they would have had a few more dollars to spare in the next round. If they lose this one, Flipside is back on track with a 13-10, then a save round by the terrorists, 13-11. Only 2 rounds separating the 2 teams. Property would feel the pressure, and we could easily see Flipside take on the momentum. Berg is now down to 7 HP already. He was on the outside. World Edit from above takes out Schneider. And that's one of the most important players removed from the Property squad. The CT still in firm control of every single department of the map as Twist takes out World Edit. Really good shot by him. Simple gets a refrag, however, and draws it back in favor of the CTs. And remember, Berg is still low on 7 HP and he's got the bomb on his back. So if the CTs happen to run into him, they would actually spot where the C4 is going, and then they can rotate accordingly. Now Simple with another frag onto Pov on the outside. He could have been dropped. 13 HP remaining for him only, but he stays alive and keeps to fight another day. Berg though with his 7 HP gets the kill onto Blade, and then he's cut off from the bomb site by Markelov. 13-10 Property on a save, and the bomb plant in the previous round would have helped them immensely. If they had a few more bomb plants in this half, it could have been another story on the economy. Now, really good opening half by the terrorists with 5 rounds on the board. But it's kind of comparable to the start that Flipside had. And now it's up to the Ukrainian squad to either draw it or win the game straight away, or if Property can come back into this game once again. So one really close map already behind us between the two teams, with a 21-16 scoreline on cash in favor of Property. Flipside with a massive comeback of 6 rounds in a row prevented Property from closing it out on the terrorist side. Now Flipside can actually still win that map, and Simple with a very fast outside push takes out Berg. He should have spotted that there are no rifles on the players. And now he's sure. Simple still stays on the outside. Risky play by him. Gets killed for that. Twist pushes into World Edit. Takes him out as well. 2 rifles covered by the terrorists. And it's a 3v3 situation. Suddenly Property can find the opening on the CT squad. Bondik on the HUD. Under some pressure already. But he's just being teased by Twist. As the CTs hold on to their positions, there are plenty of openings for the terrorists to abuse right now. They just need to find the right timing to do that. Bondik figures that it's easier to cover himself inside the hut compared to inside the A-bomb set, and Markelov has the right angle to cover Schneider. 3v2, Twist with a push, and Reckless by the P250 takes out Markelov with a straight headshot on the box, drawing it back to a 2v2. Bondik and Blade on each bomb site. One of them is on each bomb site. The bomb is going to be planted. Blade is dancing around already, putting down Pov to 40 HP. But Twist is covering Pov from afar, and Pov is trusting his teammate. Now Pov needs to run away, and he burns down to the flames of Bondik. 2v1 situation. Twist is in ramp room, and Bondik has his number all the way. Headshot onto Twist. 13-11. But what a scary round for Flipside that was. Property almost got it in the bag, and it would have been horrific for the momentum and the mental state of the players in Flipside as well. 28 frags for Schneider, just keeps on performing. 20 for Twist. On the other side we have 24 for Simple and 22 for Bondik. Now the Ukrainian squad once again going for the aggressive play. This time, once again, it is Simple who is getting a little bit too much ahead of himself. Markelov though holds on to ramp room, then goes down to Schneider. He should have gotten more than 1 frag, but he was caught in a bad situation, in a bad position, and he made the best out of it, I guess. It's a 4v4. Still, the lower bomb site is slipping out of control of the CT squad. Pov is waiting for the entrance, and there Schneider comes. He opens up with a nice headshot onto Blade. It is a 4v3. Twist jumping there, almost messing up the spray completely, but Simple is coming in from the back already. World Edit was nice and patient enough. Oh, World Edit jumping down, going down to the gravity on the A bomb side, and Schneider shoots Simple in the face, even though Simple got 1 back. Property is back on track. 14-11. They need only 2 more rounds, and Flipside is running out of money. It is of course a hard call to make, but they go for the force buy. They have 2 FAMASs, a CZ75, the Deagle for Simple, and P250 for Blade. It's all they can do against Property to keep them from making it to match point. Pov and Schneider angrily exchanging the C4. And yeah, you probably know what the lag is saying already. 2v2 situation. Markelov and World Edit. Markelov gets disposed of already, and World Edit goes down to Berg as well. The last stand by Team Flipside will not be rewarded. Now they are back to almost scratch. They at least have armor and a defuse kit for Markelov, but only CZ75 and a 5.7 mixture of pistols in the lineup of Flipside against Team Property, who have 5 rifles and of course all the equipment they like. And it will go on even if the CTs win. Oh well, Property could force or go for a save depending on how many rifles or bomb plans they get. Schneider though opens up onto Simple. The deal gets removed. Flipside struggling right now. The Ukrainians are on the verge of losing the second map against Team Property. Now Berg with a headshot onto Blade makes it look even better for the Swedish side. Bondik with the Nova trying to find a frag. He finally goes for the shot, but Pov is already down in the vents, and Pov disposes of World Edit. Now Bondik needs to fight back, but he doesn't do it. The Nova gets disposed of by Pov, and Markelov gets killed as well. 16-11 in favor of Property on the second map. Congratulations to them. They win another CSGO Champions League match and will reinforce their position in this. They will actually move to the first spot with 19 points in front of Virtus Pro. So thank you for tuning in again. Thanks to Twitch and of course the series for sponsoring, and not to forget Dreams Media, who are organizing the whole event. We will see each other after the SLTV Star Series finals. I will actually go to Kiev and report from there with hltv.org. So we will see each other next week, I guess. Have fun watching SLTV Star Series. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then we are back with the Go Champions League next week. Stay tuned to the channel, follow it, and you know the deal. Thanks.